We can either start on the men's side, the women's side, or just go anywhere.
I don't care, you just leave.
Go.
Old. Hey babe, what is this place?
Medfield State Hospital. In 1850, when it first opened, it was known as Medfield State Asylum. In 1950, somebody else took this place over and changed the name to Medfield State Hospital because they thought that the asylum, it being known as an asylum, was killing the whole point of patients trying to work on their goals and get better because they're known as just being crazy.
Yeah.
This is the whole layout of everything. This is where we are. We're on the whole men's side right now. This is the women's side. The more we work our way to the women's side, you'll see houses. In the middle is where a lot of the shit, I'll tell you about that later. There's just a lot of shit. But yeah. Also, look out for poop.
It's raining out today. Camera's getting wet. This place is cool as hell though. Nice ball.
So up here, you're going to see a lot of, you see the gate with a lot of the vines coming up and covering it? So one thing you're going to notice is that this building and these gates are nothing like anything you're going to see over there. So this building, we're on the men's side. So a lot of the men back then that would rape and murder and torture and shit, they'd be held here, away from the population. There's the fence. The closer we get to the fence, you'll see how close together the things actually are. Like you can barely even fit your fingers through. That was because a lot of the time back then, when they let the patients out for outside time, they would try to escape. There used to be barbed wire at the top. This confined place, these people would be here for over a year. And they would only probably get like an hour of outside time. And this is the only area they would get. Because they didn't trust them near any of the other patients. So like this is fine. They would start climbing and then they'd reach here and realize you're not going anywhere.
Shit, I'm going somewhere.
You're not going anywhere.
You'd be surprised.
Give me the camera. Climb. It's raining.
My feet are slippery, I can't do that. So this is where all the murderers stayed.
Mostly rapists.
Mostly rapists.
But they did put some here because there was too many murderers.
Oh, there was too many murderers here. That's a wonderful sign.
Prison's not an option when you're back in the 1800s and they don't know what mental illness is.
Yeah.
And they see you as just psycho.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of these things. These were used mainly for staff. They would come down here, go through the door, find a way in, and down the halls, take a couple turns, open a random door. You'll find an underground tunnel. That's what they use to transport crazy patients and dead patients.
Yeah. I remember that story.
You might see a snake. Let's make that some okay. I'll show you the poetry project when we get to that part. This okay, so any of the men staff that actually worked here, if you worked here, you had to live here.
Yeah.
So, men staff would live in there. This is actually a men's infirmary. The reason why it's gated up so much is because there were so many people having seizures and medical issues that it was actually overflowing. So they had to actually lock off that door, keep the gates there, and patients would literally just be standing there.
That's rough.
This is just the men.
No, I know.
The men's actually has a duplicate infirmary. I just don't know exactly what it is. This is a workshop. In the workshop, they made shoes, pants, and hats. Oh, that's a poetry project. I was actually reading that, and it goes into detail explaining perception, and it's kind of cool. It literally explains how there's a reason for everything that you perceive. It was a simple observation, a march. Behind the beach, the North Atlantic lapping at the shore. I'm told the reason this march occurs was a volcano exploding. Thousands of years ago, it warmed an ocean current, which flowed into the beach and grasses grew. When the lava cooled, the current no longer fed by the fury of the volcano returned to normal. Sand filled in, cut this marsh off from the shore. But why did I see it? My eyes tired of the I don't even know what that says. Onslaught of the sand were stunned into perception. By graceful cattle waving in the breeze, black speaks against the blue sky that becomes dark, landing in the thriving habitat. I'm told my brain is filled with neurons, hungry for novelty like clowns searching for the unusual. If these moments and specs didn't register on my primate
retina.
That's like the eye.
Retina. Oh yeah.
My ancestors never would have survived the predatory leaps of saber-toothed cats and dire wolves if I process images individually like Kodak. I would be the dinner unable to find one. In this continuous flow of sensation, striking, my retina, I was drawn to something new and animated in salt marsh. Tough, such stabbing depths. If there were no reason, no volcano, no current, this marsh would not exist. If there were no reason, no need to react quickly, my perception would not exist. As we fight for control of our fragile planet, replacing fertile wetlands with seaside condos, the loser will be both the things we perceive, this marsh, these ducks, this ocean, and the things with which we perceive, our eyes, our brains, our lives. Entwined like lovers, feeding seeds survive by the weight of their neural history and will die like Romeo and Juliet in the flesh. Like the dinosaurs when the delicate balance is being played out by the Martian me is upset. There's a reason for everything we perceive. And then it goes into detail down here about, like, so you're going to see this white writing literally everywhere. They have a whole poetry project going on where they actually come here, they write poems, freestyle, they have a certain amount of time, and everything.
This place is cool.
Hey, baby, make sure you get up in the windows.
Yeah, I have been. So there's also rumors that this place is supposed to be haunted.
Oh, there is. As we go through here, there's this one place, I can't remember exactly where it is, or I'd take you right there. But, you move a big rock. Well, you're not supposed to move it. But there's a metal sheet on top of a hole in the ground with a big-ass rock on it. And apparently that's the entrance to one of their underground tunnels that I was telling you about back there. This looks like another workshop.
You know, this place is like a compound.
This is the cafeteria. Actually, yeah, let's go up towards there. So, this place used to be very heavily secured. Like, my first time coming here, nobody was allowed to be here. So, you know, wheelchair people would come up this way, people that could walk would go this way. You'd have to file in single.
Babe, when was this place discontinued?
Huh?
When was this place discontinued?
2003.
2003?
It was officially shut down in 2003.
Why? Yeah. Why was it shut down?
What's that thing that that grows and then when you breathe it in, it causes lung cancer?
Black mold?
No.
Fungus?
Asbestos?
Asbestos?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all in there.
Asbestos, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, it's that shit that you can't breathe in or it'll literally kill you.
And then there's a shit ton of mold and there's chemicals everywhere because they were practicing shit in here
that
at that time that they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I believe it was in 2010 or sometime around there.
That door looks like we could pry it open.
All doors are actually reinforced with concrete. They had to do that back around 2010 because these two guys came in here after sundown and they broke in. And
shit, me and Quentin would be those two guys.
They were both found having nervous breakdowns and panic attacks and shit. And but like they would never, like when they were questioned, like, hey, what did you see in there? They couldn't talk about it. Like literally, their bodies wouldn't let them talk about it. Once we get, huh? They reinforce everything with concrete. Except for shit that's too high. Like, you see these windows
We'd
up
have to
here?
take a ladder
Like, even
and break the window.
People have thrown rocks and shot things at them. They're not reinforced, so it's just going straight in.
So, like, if we took a ladder up to that window, we could get in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the same way out. And shit, the other people went through mental breakdowns after going in there. What do you think would happen if we went
Literally
in there?
mental breakdowns. They won't talk about it.
And they can't even talk about it. It, like, probably is too horrific for them.
But,
This is right up my alley.
At the field up here, like, you know how I told you guys about the Box, Shutter Island, X-Men, shit like that?
Yeah.
Those movies were filmed here. This big field is where a lot of those movies would actually take place. And what you see, the closer we get closer to the grass, is that, you see that big tree that has that limb coming up like that?
Mm-hmm.
So there's concrete that literally goes around it like a horseshoe, and then just goes straight up to the chapel, but it stops at one point. So people are actually thinking that there used to be a structure there. And the closer you get to it, you'll see, but you won't, like, people don't really know, because if it was from the movie, or if it was from actually here. What's this?
It's a garden.
I never actually looked at this. They got
Please
pumpkins.
help us water the garden from the rain barrel on the top steps. Over there.
Oh, it's raining, so they got
It's raining. They're getting water.
Okay.
My camera's getting a lot of water too. I hope it doesn't shit the bed or we're gonna go buy a new one.
That might not be a bad investment.
Buying a new camera? No, it would not, because this thing's a piece of garbage.
There was actually a dead person found here one year.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd he die?
I don't know.
Could have died from shock.
Probably. I would have.
Hell, I know I have enough shit in my pockets. I can't run. That's all I know.
So the cafeteria, whatever. So this building, this is probably a common building. Then these are like halls. They didn't really have gym time. Whatever they considered gym time was kind of outside time.
Yeah.
So that was clustered into that hour and a half that you got to spend within the cages.
Shit, they were legit cages, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There used to be fencing right here. And it would surround the whole pavement right here. And it's like, so you saw how the ones for the razors and murderers were smaller? They would actually have to do this. So they would get better. Like a fencing where they're going, they used to be basketball court. I'm going to take you to the other side of the cafeteria, and then we can head over towards the chapel. I usually get some weird shit over by the chapel every time I'm here. There's a frog. You see him? Oh, he left.
Where'd he go?
He went inside.
Hazardous conditions exist. Entry into building is prohibited. Violators are subject to arrest. To report an unsafe condition, call that number.
They're not fronting either because I'm actually kind of surprised, but usually they have cops literally patrolling this place.
They probably don't during Corona.
Huh?
They probably don't during Corona.
I'd be surprised.
They're using them other places.
So we're at the other side.
Look at the angel wings.
Can you take a picture of me there?
Yeah.
We're at the other side. This is where they would load on the food.
I want a picture too.
It was right in there. This bottom one.
Right in where? Right in there?
Yeah.
Why?
You think he fell? But then shit, where'd he fall? What'd you touch that water bottle for?
Huh?
Why are you touching water bottles?
That's mine.
Oh.
I just need you to take a picture of me. Somebody clearly got curious. This was never like this. I hate when people come here and destroy shit. Basically, so
We're back.
Of the, what?
I was just saying we're back. I shut the video off.
Oh.
You know,
So
I plan to post it.
Any of the...
Look at the fox. Or was that a dog?
That's a dog.
I thought I wanted it to be a fox.
I hate to say it, but most of the foxes and like cool animals, they hang out near like where they kept the rapists and shit.
That's sad.
Oh, that's another infirmary.
Q, it's not moving, man.
It's reinforced. It's cemented down.
You can break that metal.
Oh yeah, crowbars. All the way.
Oh, you found it! So a lot of shit would usually happen at lunchtime, as you can assume. And, this was kind of like... So say something happened at lunch, and you had to be escorted out, right here. Or, say something happened out here, and you died, or need to be transported. A staff would literally take you, restrain you, bring you down here, and down to the tunnel.
So if you like cause the scene or cause the problem as a patient here, they would restrain you, then take you down these stairs and into the tunnels, which are like underneath the buildings.
Yep, all the tunnels are underneath the building.
And they only transported irate patients or dead people.
Yep, that and like,
Cool.
say somebody had to get to the infirmary super quick, that would be like a pretty quick way.
So it was shortcuts for the
It's basically for staff.
yeah, it was
No
shortcuts for the
patient
staff.
at free will can go down.
Like this shit, this isn't the first compound that I heard that they transport their dead bodies underground.
Well, they can't do it out in the open.
Well, I mean, like, what I'm saying is, like, just the fact that like there's a lot of compounds that I guess
And what's
do
funny
that.
is, this is a sidewalk, but you see like this right here,
Yeah.
that's a street.
No, I know. It's pouring.
We can go back at any time.
I just know these are the only clothes I brought, other than the cargo shorts I'm wearing underneath.
Alright, so
We're gonna have to come back here another day.
that's an infirmary, chapel's over there.
Yo,
Any building that
this would be a fun place to come at night.
it's illegal.
I don't care.
Heavily illegal. Like there's cops everywhere.
We'll hide. Shit, me and Quentin are like the sneakiest fuckers around.